Alright, this thing is on. Alright, I'm gonna go over this manual I got, put it in an Air Force folder that I had. So let's see what's in it. So here we have the sound manual. Needs a production synthesizer. This is a ensoniq VFX SD. In the sound manual, this is just introduction, what are voices, patches, presets. These are all of the sound programs available for it. That's pretty cool. And this is a whole bunch of just things I don't really think I would need to know any of this stuff, because it's just a bunch of various different buttons, functions, programs, and it just goes on forever. So that's interesting. We have an issue of the Ensoniq Hacker. This is issue number 67 for $2.50, and look at this, January of 1991. That's crazy. So here are some stats in this issue. All of these different things. It's pretty cool. Let's have a look inside. Just a bunch of different new things. You know, this is a lot of ads. I mean, obviously everything for a synthesizer costs about 200% more than it needs to, but just a bunch of different stuff that you can probably not order anymore. Yeah, we have all this different stuff. That's pretty cool. You can build a $20,000 plus sound studio. It's Cynthia Professional. See what they did there. We have some sheet music here. Bunch of different, looks like code things for, yeah. The ESQ1 sequencer internals revealed, part 4. Performance data by Joe Slater. I don't know what any of this means. Mug International MIDI Users Group. That's pretty cool. Sound development. And a bunch of, this looks like letters, questions, Q&A. You have sampler memory experts. That's pretty cool. So here is VFX SD software version 2.0 update. And I think I have it. This is oops, you can't really see that. This is the sequencer OS. It's got a little bit of crumb on there. Huh. Here it is. ensoniq version 2.10 copy. This was back in the day when you can put floppy disks and just keep them forever. We have a bunch of different things. These were given to me by a friend. Check that out. Pretty neat. So let's look at the accessories catalog. It says all sorts of different things. These are different synthesizers that you can get. The technology that performs. That's interesting. Pedals, sequencers, whatever. These are like floppy disk patches. You name it, they got it. So let's see. This actually folds out. Here is the ensoniq sound matrix. I don't know what that means, ensoniq synthesizer sound matrix. sampler sound matrix. No idea what any of that means. If we fold this down, I can't even fit this in the frame. But we got all of that, which is just a crap ton of different sounds that you can just buy at any time. Here's the important information about power. So, that's pretty cool. This is just to make sure you don't like fry out any important things. So this is the whole sound library. That's a lot. Just look at all that, and that is tiny text too. There's just lots of different things you can play with. Let's move on to... Ooh, this one caught my eye. Attention! The disk drive is capable of providing many years of trouble-free use if given proper care and attention. This is just how to care for your disk drive. I'm not really sure if those ones have been cared for. Let me turn on some lights. Yeah, that's a lot better. So this is version 2 featuring Mega Piano Waves. So this is the Mega Piano. Don't know what that is. Along with Into Arctic Elite Merlin, Way Fat, Alto Sax, and Groove Kit. I think this is a drum kit. This is all about the Mega Piano. Got a bunch of gibberish right here. Don't know what that means. Anyways, let's move on to the VSD 101 disc contents. This is like, I think it's a separate disc. I don't know if I actually have this or not. VSD 101. Wow, sound. And then finally, yeah? Alright, give me a minute. Finally, the VFX SD software version 1.3 update. This is the last thing I had in the folder. There's nothing left. It's all on the floor. So this is like, I guess just an update. You got a new parameter, start/stop on. Program channel. This is a bunch of. This is the MIDI and the sequencer that I don't really use a lot because I don't have a MIDI interface. So now that we've had a look at all the various different papers that I had with this, let's have a look at the synthesizer itself. So here's our synthesizer. Looks pretty good. Down here we have the pitch thing, snaps back, and then mod. That's kind of cool. Patch select. These are, if you hold down the button and play a note, it will modify the sound. You can either do left, right, or both. Volume. This is data entry. Buttons. Slider. This is cart. Focus, please. Sounds. Presets. Sequencer. Don't use the sequencer a lot. These are all the different buttons for the tabs. Here are the data entry buttons. Nothing new. This is a whole bunch of cool stuff that I really like. Volume, you have volume, pan, timbre, key zone, transpose, release. I don't know why I said that twice. Patch select, MIDI effects, a bunch of other tracks there. Same thing over here. You got some cool stuff. This is MIDI and sequencer things. These are various different sequencer things. There's a lot of sequencer stuff. Then over here we have spot for a cartridge. That's what was advertised on one of the little thingamajigs. So over here is where you load your floppy disks in. Press that little button. This is just the holder so it doesn't get deformed. And let's go ahead and just load in any old floppy disk. Just pop that sucker in there, all set. Take it out, and then this is where you put them for safekeeping, because I've got a lot more of these, and so all you have to do is just hold them like that and just pop them all in there. It gives you that nice little spot. When you're done with the holder, you just put it in there, all set. The keys themselves feel very light. They're very bouncy. I'm not used to that kind of bounce because I'm used to playing the Juno, which has far less bouncier keys if you play them gently. So let's have a look at the jacks down here. Let's see. First off, we have, this is just your plain old audio jacks to plug into an amp or a mixer. We have all of that. Hey, focus please. Then over here, that's for MIDI controls. You can see it's got the jacks on that. And this is what appears to be a heatsink. Not really sure, honestly. That's just my guess. Then we have the key to the fuses. And of course, this right here is the cable for power. And that's all that's on the back of this. If we come over to the Juno here, you can see we have stereo, mono, and this is the level. This is to control the scale of how loud it performs. I keep it on low because this is not very conducive to loud playing. We have the tuner. I have this detuned a little bit just for extra effect. I was playing Radiohead. And arpeggio, patch shift, pedal hold, VCF. This is memory protect. I don't really have much use for this. Then we have the MIDI before MIDI. This is digital control bus. It's meant to plug into one of those ancient computers with these little hooks right here. Slap those puppies in. It's not going anywhere. Overall, this is a more modern production grade. It's got better everything, really. It's got all these new sexy controls and all that nice stuff over there. It's got the floppy disk reader. And the Juno has this. You select your bank. Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you select your patch. Of course, each of the 5 banks has 8 patches. You have your chorus. This is your envelope. This is your VCA. That's like the volume slider for the volume slider. You can change this between envelope and gate. Envelope is to toggle different things like sustain and attack. Gate is just on and off. VCF, this is the frequency in your frequency in your resonance. Those are pretty nice to have just on hand. You can drastically change the sound of the synthesizer. You have your envelope, LFO, keyboard, and then if you go over here, whoa, focus please. This is your frequency knob. You can make it sound like you're playing out of a real crappy speaker with this. Your noise, puts like static in the back. Sub oscillator, which plays an octave lower. This is where you can change your waves. You can have all of these or none of them on. If you have one of them, it doesn't work. Your all these things, LFO, manual, envelope. These really nice little clicky switches. Love those. Trigger mode. This is auto or manual. Manual goes down to here with a little button that turns on the LFO. I keep that on manual because I don't want to use it that much. Arpeggio, this one's really nice. Hit that and it just arpeggiates it for you. Then this is your key transpose and hold. I never use these buttons because they're a little broken. And you got your little rocker switch. Turn it on and off. Over here you get a little pitch bender. You can also use it to change wah with this as well. Volume, LFO, and this is the octave transpose. That's really handy. You can transpose for 3 octaves. You'll notice that on the VFX this doesn't have a rocker switch, and that's because it's actually all the way in the back. Right here. Flip that on. That's how you turn this thing on. Overall, these are both pretty good synthesizers, but I prefer... Can't have the messy setup. I would prefer the Juno, because I'm more used to it. It's nice having all of these physical buttons, you know, all of these crazy switches and whatnot. You got your bender. That's a real nice one. Now you actually have that on the ensoniq, but it's a little difficult to use. This one can't get more simple than that.